Hey, here we are. Happy Monday, everybody. And I guess Happy New Year, right? If I haven't said Happy New Year to you yet, Happy New Year 2021. Certainly been a lot of memes on the internet about what 2021 is going to look like. Is it looking any different? Really? We're still adapting, right? And of course, in shutdown here in Sarnia, Lambton, depending where you're watching from, hello. Thanks for being here. We do often get people from and we're simulcast in different parts of the world, like England and Australia, throughout the United States. So that's fantastic as always as well. My friend Carl is, let's go to the comments. Carl's messaging me and I'm not sure what he's talking about. Dom Fernandez is out there as always on YouTube, because we are on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter all at the same time. Hello, Dave. Have a great show. Hello to all the guests. Thanks, Dom. Hello back to you, and appreciate he's here every week watching. And my good friend Danny Cacciamilio. Happy Monday back to you, Danny. And hope things are going well for you. Danny's in the car business. I was talking to him yesterday, and I said, "Oh, you can still buy a car." So protocols in place, I'm sure. Danny, what's the procedure? Do you have to call and make an appointment? Danny's at Nissan Sarnia here. And of course, Jesse, he's the gas man. And what I mean by that is he works at Petro-Canada. That's why he's the gas man. Gas is 99.9. That sounds like a radio station. Anyway, that's good. Thanks, Jesse. Jesse often sends me messages to keep me updated on when he gets the inside scoop too, when things are going to go up, when the prices are going to go up. He's like the gas stock man. The gas man sounds better. Who else are we looking at out here? I'd like to say hello. Craig Lyons. This is in Periscope or Twitch. No, it's not on Twitch. I can't. It's against TOS, or terms of service, to go live on Twitch, but we are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Yeah. Tim Dyson, hey buddy, how are you? Hope you're having a good Monday. Every day is a good day, right? I put a poll in my Facebook, so I have the Show with David Burrows group as well, and I put a poll in there and asked, what's your favorite day of the week? And of course I listed all the days, and then I put every day, and then I think Jesse actually added one in there, and he said payday. So I didn't think of that one. Every day is good, payday is good. I'm doing well, Tim. I hope you're having a good Monday as well. What did you do for New Year's Eve there, Tim? Danny says, yeah, appointment only, right? Okay. For sales and service. Nissan Sarnia. For sales and service by appointment only, contact Danny Cacciamilio. There's your commercial message for you, Danny. Isn't Twitter Periscope? Yes, no. They're getting rid of Periscope, because Periscope was the live that was attached to Twitter. And I don't know all the ins, like the backdoor deals or whatever went on, but Twitter bought Periscope, or Twitter is removing themselves from Periscope because Twitter now just has their own live thing. Anyway, we're live on Twitter Periscope. Hasn't separated yet, I don't think, but it's on Twitter. We'll just say Twitter. And Craig is saying, yes, hello from Australia, as always. Thanks for tuning in again, Craig. We get people from all over watching, which is great. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said, they were kind of asking me, what my audience was like and where they come from. And then I said, we get people from all over. And I mentioned Australia. And they said, well, why would somebody in Australia want to watch your show? And I'm like, we're one big community now. Right? That's what we are. The planet is just one big community. There's no borders. And not just because of the pandemic, because of this right here, live streaming. I do want to give a shout out to Aaron Sisson, who has Chem Valley Wrestling here in Sarnia. And he started a weekly, or a daily, I guess I was just watching it earlier today, a daily video show using the same thing that I'm using here, StreamYard. This is a system called StreamYard. It's no big secret. And he's doing that every day. He had Brian White on there, and he had Corey James Mitchell on there. And they end up talking about wrestling as well, but they talk community stuff too. So congratulations to Aaron Sisson on doing that. Chem Valley Wrestling. Check them out. What else? And my band has a video going viral in Quebec. So you're in Australia and you have a video going viral in Quebec. Is it Quebec or Quebec? I don't know. I'll ask my first guest, Andrew, when he comes up here. We're going to have him up here in a few minutes. Andrew Borody will be my first guest today. And he, a local musician, and did a really nice acoustic concert for New Year's Eve. We'll be talking about that. Collin Vandenheuvel, star of Heavy Rescue 401, and of course here at Preferred Towing in Sarnia. He'll be joining me after Andrew to talk about the new season that's starting Tuesday, tomorrow night. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this tomorrow, it's tonight, and if you're watching it Wednesday, you're too late. You missed it. Did that make any sense at all? Okay, there's a link that you can check out Craig's band. I'm assuming that's to the band, right? To the viral video in Quebec. Quebec. All right. One more. Wednesday. Oh, you'll be singing my song. What do you mean you're singing my song? What song is that? Is that the one that the Guess Who song was the one I always like to sing. No Sugar Tonight. I haven't sang in a long time. Maybe I should do that again. Yeah, Carl says tomorrow's the new season of Heavy Rescue 4. That's right. What do you mean by what song? I know Dom, if you go into the quarantine sessions, and he also shares them into the Facebook group, the show, he's been singing karaoke songs, and he puts polls in my group, and you can pick which song you'd like him to sing and entertain for us, right? Yeah. Very nice. Okay, we will come back to the comments. Oh, one more. Absolutely. Okay, very good. We'll come back to the comments. Did you make a New Year's resolution? That was another poll that I put in the group. Do you even make a New Year's resolution? Do you make a New Year's resolution? I don't. Probably, I think the last time I made a New Year's resolution, I was maybe 19 or 20 years old. I don't make New Year's resolutions anymore. I mean, what's a New Year's resolution? It's a goal, right? It's new things we're going to do. And every New Year's, people want to quit smoking and lose weight. Those are the top two. And then, of course, we always want to make more money, right? I think it's the worst time of year to quit smoking or to lose weight, because I don't know if we really mean it at New Year's Eve, right? Like gym memberships, well, not this year, but gym memberships normally go up this time of year, and they last from about January to March, and then they kind of drop back down again. I make goals all year. That's my resolution. I make goals all year. One of the goals, though, is obviously to get down the numbers. I still can't believe some of the things that I see on Facebook. It should be called Journal Book, because everybody's got an opinion now because of Facebook, right? But there's the numbers in Sarnia as of today, this morning. 999. So just about 1,000 confirmed cases here in Sarnia-Lambton. 16 outbreaks. 16 outbreaks. Yeah, it's a conspiracy. So anyway, it's we got to do this social distancing, and we got to stay home. We got to do the thing better than we did the first time, right? Because we obviously didn't do it well enough the first time. We weren't staying home enough. We got relaxed, probably. All of us probably guilty at some level, right? But there it is. That's from Lambton Public Health, as I've been saying every week since it all began. Get your information in the right place. LambtonPublicHealth.ca is where those numbers come from. Province-wide, it's really scary. The health officials have logged 3,270 new cases today, up from 2,964 on Sunday. So the only time you want to be going up and to the right is if you're in business. That means you're making money. You're up and to the right. We don't want to be up and to the right here. We want to flatten it, I guess, and bring it down. I don't know. I didn't go to med school, so obviously I don't know the right terminology. But so just another friendly reminder that we got to keep doing what they're telling us to do to get those cases down, and wear the mask, social distance, all that stuff. And just keep doing what we're supposed to do. I don't know if you saw, and this was not a New Year's resolution. I did this last week or New Year's Eve, and it was not a disaster. I don't cook. I do not cook at all. And maybe I should have learned a long time ago. I tell my son, you should learn to cook, because I didn't. If I cook, that means where do you want to go out for supper? But Call the Chef had reached out to me, and Chef Vanessa was on the show last week, and the challenge came out because I opened my mouth and said, "Oh, I could probably do that, even me." So we were delivered a couple of meals from Call the Chef. It was filet mignon with vegetables and potatoes. It was awesome, if I do say so myself. And we recorded a video. Jennifer, my wife, Jennifer Moons, was in the video. She was not allowed to help me. But if you watch really close, there was a bit of a hostile takeover, or at least there was an attempt at a hostile takeover. She had to get in there once in a while, tell me what to do. Anyway, we cooked it. I cooked it. It came out fantastic. Thank you, Call the Chef. You can see that video. It's about a 30-minute video. And there's quite a bit of comedy in there as well. And Jennifer and I bickering a little bit, as husband and wife probably would in the kitchen, but we got through it, and it was delicious, including the cheesecake that we had with it, and the red wine that, well, I drank most of it because Jennifer doesn't drink red wine. So that was delicious. So in saying that, it's had over 1,000 views now. So people are, I don't know, they're laughing or enjoying or whatever, thinking, oh boy, he really doesn't know how to cook. I almost messed things up a few times, so it's probably good that Jennifer was there. We're going to be doing more with Call the Chef coming up. Some more cooking challenges, if you will. So be sure to watch the fun. Check it out on Call the Chef's Facebook page, and go to their website, callthechef.ca. They've got meals that you can, it's not a subscription thing. You don't have to sign up like some of those other ones where you're on the hook every month. You can just go to their website and go, wow, that looks really good. And it's all coming from local suppliers, local food suppliers like Davy Jones and local food markets, etc. It's totally fresh. It was amazing. And even the printing, like of the cards and the paper bags and everything, it all comes from local. So good job for Call the Chef on doing that. And I'm going to be going to callthechef.ca to find out what my next meal is going to be. Right? Okay, enough of me. Let's go out into the community. My friend patiently waiting, Andrew Borody. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing okay. How about yourself?
Well, you know me, always rambling on about something.
Yeah.
It's well, you heard me talking there about New Year's Eve, and I did my thing on New Year's Eve, but Andrew, you did your thing on New Year's Eve with an amazing, and I watched quite a bit of it actually. You did a fantastic performance, an acoustic performance. And is this the second year that you've done this to raise money for the Inn of the Good Shepherd?
We did it when the first wave of COVID hit. I believe it was the very beginning of April. I looked it up yesterday, April 10th or 11th or something like that. And we were able to raise $1,400 that time, and we thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't that supporting Sarnia and surrounding businesses group that Rodney and Kendra put together there? So they paired it up with a meal from Twisted Arm and would do that, a meal and a concert. They try to do that, I think, every week or every month.
Yeah.
I was the first one to do that. So yeah, $1,400 in donations the first time, and we were blown away by that. Like coming into this, we were just trying to match what we were able to receive in donations that first time for the inn, and we ended up doing over $6,000. So
over $6,000.
Yeah. So
okay. The last thing I saw was like 4. So you still had people like donating after the fact.
Yeah, that came trickling in even the next day. People watching the stream, and so just the email transfers to me that I was able to send over was around 1,000, and then it was 5,200 or 5,100 from actually just hitting the donate button there on Facebook.
Wow.
From the live stream. So pretty incredible. Really proud of the community. It's really special that we could all come together like that.
Well, you know, you've probably heard me say it before, and you've said it before, and many have said it before. Something about Sarnia Lambton that just knows how to come together in time of need and a fantastic community. I mean, $6,000. That's got to make you feel pretty good, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I could see the donation counter going up as I was playing, looking at my screen, and I was almost had to tear up a couple of times looking at it.
Yeah. So. Why wouldn't you? Well, good for you, and congratulations on that success. And congratulations on your music, by the way. I mean, I've known you for quite a few years now, and I've seen you kind of progress into different things, and you've really taken on this this music quite passionately as well.
Yeah. I don't know, in high school and everything, just doing local bands, playing around bars, stuff like that. And then I got into running the karaoke there while I was starting out college to pay through that and everything. And I did that for a couple of years, and just now not doing so much original music as much as we were before. It's hard to get a group of guys together at my age. We all got kids and everything. So I'm in a Highway Jones, a cover band that plays around town. And I love doing just solo acoustic gigs too. So a little more laid back and stuff you can sit here and, like the other night, watch with that nieces and nephews, cousins watching everything, right? So yeah.
Well, you're a good entertainer too. Like I gotta say, like, you know, you kind of, you get a little animated and you have fun with the crowd, and you definitely love what you're doing there. Let's kind of go backwards in time a little bit. Where does the music come from for you? Like why is music in your life?
Not just growing up, my brother having Beatles albums, old vinyl records, tossing those on, listen to those pretty well nonstop. My mom's a piano player. Used to play in her church band a lot, so I picked up piano a little bit from her, so I can play by ear on piano. Taught myself guitar in high school, and slowly learned the theory over time. You know, it would have been nice to take lessons, but it's also kind of have a different take and outlook on it when you teach yourself. You kind of think of the music differently than you would just focusing on theory first of all, rather than maybe playing by feel and just knowledge you pick up over the years, right? So
yeah. Where does the, like you talked a little bit about, you have done some original songs.
Yeah.
Give us some examples of where, is that just about life, or, I mean, I know you've got a young family now. What's all into your music there?
Started to develop into family, writing about my daughter. Dwayne Close, another local musician, shoots footage of local musicians doing live music, just all in one take kind of thing. He did one of me, a song I wrote playing ukulele for my daughter. So he put that up on his YouTube, I believe. Songs. Oh,
yeah, I've seen it.
Mind. It'll come to me. It'll come to me here. Songs from a Wandering Mind is what it's called.
That's right.
It's there on YouTube. A lot of local musicians there too that you might not hear around otherwise, that might not play out live. Really good filmographer as well. He's done some solo films on Resident.
No, he's done some great documentaries and involved Cheeky Monkey in part of some of that as well. Shout out to Dwayne Close for sure. I've worked with him before as well. What for you is where do you want to take this music thing? I mean, this isn't full time for you. Was that the goal at one time, or
of
want
course,
to be a rock star?
It's 16, 17, 18. Took a year off after high school. Went to college, didn't like it. Was still trying to do the music thing, but obvious pitfalls you run into, guys leaving bands, being in Surrey, Ontario, didn't really have a ton of original music. We did have some good bands, but not in a bigger city. A lot of the venues would either close or stop doing bands kind of thing as the years progressed too. So, which is fine. You learn to adapt, and got a steady job now, and I'm able to do this on the side. And not just for the money, because I really enjoy doing it, and donate some time and money, and I'm able to do it as well.
Yeah.
So
I've seen it was kind of creeping your Facebook earlier today and other days, and looked like you had a nice Christmas with the family and everything. But I see this great big, I guess I call it like a carpet piano, like a big rollout piano that you had. And it looked like you were playing it, and I'm assuming that was your daughter in the background. Are you? Oh, you have it. Oh, yeah. Let's see it.
In front of the fireplace there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. So you're trying to get music into your daughter.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Sometimes instead of reading books at night, I'll bring the ukulele into the bedroom, and she'll say, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star," or "Baby Shark," or whatever. We play Baby Shark for her.
Please don't.
a half hour last night. Yeah, trying to get her to do all the actions and the runaway part. She goes ripping around the house and has a good time with it. So yeah, she's always singing. She got up on the microphone actually a couple of times and sang at some gigs. So yeah,
look out, Dad.
Yeah, she turned 2.5 on Christmas, so she'll be coming along pretty soon. Yeah.
That's that's funny for me to see you like that because of how many years I've known you, right? So
yeah, things change, eh?
Things sure do change. Well, it sounds like they're changing in a good way for you.
Absolutely.
And where's your wife in all of this music and all of this community stuff? She's just right beside you.
Yeah, she's a musician too. Actually, she has her grade 8 piano. I've never heard her hit one note on the piano other than the pad there. I know. I'm like, we should start a little family band, get something going together like that. But
there you go.
She just, I don't know. She's pretty content with not doing it currently, but yeah, maybe one day we'll get something together. I always hear her whistling harmonies to music, and it's always bang on. I'm like, oh, you're singing harmonies, you know what you're doing,
right?
So, yeah, she's talented, but doesn't feel like bringing it out yet. So
there you go, a little nudge here and there, and maybe she'll teach your. What's your daughter's name?
Reese.
Reese.
Borody. Yeah, she just turned 2.5 on Christmas. So
wow. Oh, it's her birthday's Christmas Day.
Her half birthday. So she's born June 25th, so she turned 2.5 on Christmas.
Oh, 2.5.
That counts.
Okay, gotcha.
Half birthdays. We doing that? I don't know.
Probably counts if she likes it, right?
Yeah, true. Yep.
I think the last time I saw you play live before we were shut down again was at Wild Wing.
Yep.
And great little venue there, and the staff was always friendly and stuff. But you really bring in a crowd when you perform. You know, you've got quite a following going on. What do you attest that to?
I don't know. Just running into so many people over the years. I used to be out a lot. You know, you meet new people and they come see you play and like it. And so it's kind of like a little event. There'll be a lot of people there. They're gonna have fun and enjoy the music. Try to play the music to the crowd too. If it's more of a country crowd, I'll try to play some more of that, or an older crowd, try to get more Beatles tunes in there and CCR, stuff like that. So yeah, you got to play to the room, and yeah, people seem to enjoy it, and they come out, and it's always nice playing to a full house. Got a little rowdy there at Wild Wing a couple of times ago, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are very eclectic, I will say, Andrew. Like you mentioned the country, but like even like modern country, I'm not when you say country to an old guy like me, like I'm thinking like Hank and Merle and even like Dwight Yoakam and stuff like that. But you really go back that far. You pull some of that old guy stuff into your act, right?
Yeah. I go back as far as maybe the 40s, stuff like that. Like I volunteer at some of the retirement homes across the community. So I pick up the more I started doing that, the more older stuff I'd go further back and play songs that they would grow up with or know or recognize, right? Because the recognizing music is a big thing. Start getting up there and start getting forgetful. Music seems to be one of the things that really sticks with you. So
100%. We all got a tune in our head, and it reminds us about something at some point in our life, right? Yeah. Now you mentioned you volunteered in different homes. Are you still able to do that right now, or have you had to step away from that because of the shutdown?
Yeah, I haven't been able to do that since this all hit. Pretty sure they're limiting that, whether they're still doing some exercise classes, stuff like that. But haven't been asked to come in. To like Marshall Gowan is one of the ones I regularly play at. So yeah.
Okay, sure, that's where my mother's at.
Oh, right on. Yeah, great. Yeah, good spot. Some of the staff there, really good people. So yeah.
What's next for the music career of Andrew Borody?
Oh, hey, get out there. If I can keep doing things like this, and I love playing benefits and volunteering time. They weren't able to have like the dinner. They usually have a Christmas dinner every year at the End of the Good Shepherd. I was able to do that last year. So I learned a bunch of Christmas tunes and was doing that. And I was hoping I'd be able to this year as well, but didn't turn out that way. So, that's, one of the places that's kind of dear to my heart. They have the adopt a family thing for Christmas and boxing up canned food, all that stuff. We have a crew. We like to get in there around Christmas and do that for 3-4 hours. And You can get a lot done when you got a crew of 12 people down there boxing up food. And
Right.
yeah,
Right.
this year probably hit the end harder than most. So yeah, it was nice to be able to do that.
Yeah, well, again, $6,000. I mean, so now you got to go for $6,001.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. So hopefully, be able to donate more of my time to different causes like that, music wise as well. So yeah.
Why? Everybody who volunteers in their community, and I've known for a while. You do a lot in the community, giving back. We've all got a reason for doing it. Why is giving back to the community important to you?
Just growing up in Sarnia is a really special place. It seems to be a tight knit community for the most part. Everyone seems to be there for each other. You know so many people. You go to the bar for the night, or you go to the shopping center, and you know half the people you see. And sorry, just a sec.
That's all right.
So people can't always have it as good, or aren't maybe as blessed as some of us are. So yeah, it's nice to be able to step up and help people.
I hear you. This is a real personal thing for you, I know. And isn't it great now that you're in a position that you can give back?
Yeah, exactly. So,
Gotcha.
If everybody gives a little, it adds up to a lot. So,
100%. Well, I don't know if it means much, but as long as I've known you, I'm super proud of what you've done. Let's keep going, young man, and Happy New Year to you and your family, your young family.
Happy New Year to you as well.
How are you dealing with this? Like, we're back down in lockdown. I couldn't imagine having a little 2.5-year-old running around during a pandemic. How are you dealing with that?
It's not so bad. You're home a lot more because you have a 2.5-year-old. So I'm used to it. She's not so bad. She's super polite. She'll get a little cranky sometimes, but it's not so bad. I think Erica has a harder time with me than she does with the baby. So we both keep her on her toes.
Right. Well, every time you talk about your daughter, your face changes and you glow right up. And we'll show this to your daughter someday when she's older, and she's just doing this, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah.
Andrew, thanks so much. It's nice to talk to you. I look forward to the next time I can see you in person and say hello and have a beer and enjoy your music as well. All the best to you and your family. And thanks for your time here today.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anytime, Andrew. My friend Andrew Borody, I say I've known him for quite a few years. I'm from the bar world, right, in the entertainment world, and he ran karaoke for a while. He's quite an entertainer, but definitely life has changed as time goes on. He's doing very well and raised over $6,000 by going live on New Year's Eve doing an acoustic show, and very talented, as I said, and giving that money to the Inn of the Good Shepherd. Andrew, congratulations on that. Well done, sir. There you go. Just another great story of positive happening in our community. We've got to keep focusing on the positive, right? We're in this, the P word. There's the P word and the C word, and they mean different things now, but we've got to keep focusing on the positive, and Andrew's a great example of keeping it positive. All right. We also are really grateful for things like the Discovery Channel, because that means it's season 5, right, of Heavy Rescue
Season
401
5,
coming. Collin Vandenheuvel from Preferred Towing and star of Heavy Rescue 401. How you doing today, my friend?
Good. How are you, Dave?
Like I said earlier to my friend Andrew, you know me, I always got something to talk about.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, we missed you in December. I know life was busy. We've been doing the monthly Q&A with Collin, but things got a little sidetracked. How were things during the holidays for you at Preferred Towing?
You know what? It was nice this year. It was a quiet year, which is something we haven't had in a long time. So yeah. I know we did get a little blast of snow, and a couple of the guys were out on Christmas, but other than that, it calmed right down. Everyone was able to get out and enjoy, just time to themselves, I think.
Yeah, a little different than what you're maybe used to, right? But good and bad. You're just busy for for business, but it's okay to have a little slowdown. I hear you there. Yeah. You've got to be happy that. So if you're watching live, folks, it's tomorrow night, Tuesday night, January the 5th, at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Discovery Channel is the next season. Are you excited? Of course you are.
I am. It's a good episode. I know which rec they're putting on, and it's a really good episode. So I'm excited to see how it looks, because I don't get to see it. My dad watches our parts and sees what we've done just to review it, do the technical review, but I don't see it until it shows on TV. So I'm really interested to get to look it over and say, okay, I would have done that differently, or I like how I did that. So it's kind
I was just going to say, it's almost like a training video for you and anybody else to go back and watch yourself.
Yeah, for sure. We've never had that experience before, being able to look back at the recoveries that we've done and say, oh yeah, okay, I could have done that a little bit differently, or you don't really see it until you actually watch it kind of from a third person angle, you know what I mean? And a lot of the stuff that we don't see like behind the trucks, what things are doing, what's moving, what chains are moving and all that. Now we get to see that sort of stuff. So it really kind of gives an image to the sounds that we're hearing, because we rely heavily on those sounds.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've talked about that before. There's good sounds, and then there's not so good sounds.
You gotta have everything singing and talking to you.
Yeah, that's right. And I've got I've got a little surprise for you that I'm going to bring on you here in just a minute. We're going to go back in time a little bit, but in just a moment. But here you are, Heavy Rescue 401. Again, the new season starts January 5th on the Discovery Channel. When you look at this photo, do you know what this was from? Do you remember this?
Oh, I think I want to say that's from tomorrow's episode, but I can't tell, man. It's, you know what, the background's so generic. I think that's the key. They like to use those kind of generic shots. They can use them wherever, whenever. But I'm pretty sure that is from tomorrow's recovery.
All right, there you go. So we know that Preferred Towing's in there, and we're excited to see them. Would you have thought when the phone rang, I guess almost 7 years ago, really, that you'd be hitting a season 5 of Heavy Rescue 401?
It's one of those things. We never really expected it to make it past that phone call. It was kind of a weird thing, and it was over 7 years ago now. It was almost 7.5 years ago that phone call came in, and we were working on that, and they sent out a scout to come check it out and see what it was like down in Sarnia. And then we didn't hear anything for a long time. It was probably 5 or 6 months after the scout came down, and then they called up and said, hey, yeah, we're the show is a go. We'll be down in the next winter. And then you hear nothing until like December, and then all of a sudden people start showing up, and it's like, okay. So yeah, it was definitely a weird experience for the first year, and then looking back and thinking, okay, it was fun, but if they don't come back, they don't come back. And then here we are 7 years later.
That's fantastic. Well, and knowing your mom and dad, and your dad especially, I can tell you the difference between when you're talking to him in person and, hey, how's it going, and then all of a sudden when you're watching him, it's like a switch. He's in there, he's got a job to do, it's got to be done. And we're gonna go back in time here for just a minute, Collin. I didn't tell you I was gonna do this, but I want you to pay attention. This is 3 years ago.
Okay.
Heavy Rescue 401, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to ask you a few questions about what you saw. Anyway, we'll take a look at this. This is Collin and his dad working together 3 years ago on Heavy Rescue 401. Take a look. We'll be right back.
Okay, here we go. I'm watching these outriggers trying to make sure that they're not floating too high and that the truck isn't going to tip over.
We're getting a little bit teetery, okay?
I've got Collin. He's watching my back over there. He knows what to look for on that.
Front's starting to pick up. Keep talking to me, Collin. Just floating on the front. How much? 2 inches on the front. 2.5 inches on the front. now it's coming up more. Okay, you're really starting to float.
And that's when it gets a little bit scary.
Back leg starting to float.
Ooh, you can feel the tension building there. Now that was 3 years ago, or probably we saw that 3 years ago, so it was probably more like 4 years ago, right?
Yeah. I think that was season 1, the last episode of season 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So
that would have been filmed 5 years ago.
Right. So you've obviously grown as in the towing industry now. What would you say, looking at that, if you had to do that again today, exactly that, what would be different? What would be going on differently in your head even?
Well, it's funny actually you say that. So in season 1, I didn't have my AZ license yet, so I wasn't driving any of the heavy trucks. I was operating them on scene every once in a while, but the rotator stuff was pretty well strictly my dad's job. And then come to season 2, we actually did that technique, the same technique, but the trailer was a little bit lighter. My dad had me do that. And I can remember thinking to myself, oh my God, this is like the scariest thing I have ever done. And then, fast forward a couple years from now or to now, the things you're going to see tomorrow night, it's such a drastic change. And I've been able to have a lot more time on the rotator controls and just heavies in general. So, I've really gotten the opportunity to expand my knowledge in that stuff, and I still have lots to learn, but I definitely don't feel as nervous doing stuff like that as I used to.
Right. Obviously something like that, well, and all the time there's a lot of, when you've got 2 people or even a multiple crew, sometimes you guys are even working with other companies that you've never worked with before, perhaps. That's got to be super, super challenging. And the trust factor, where's that?
Yeah, it can be a very frustrating experience, or it can be a very good experience. It's always a learning process when you're working with other companies, because you're always going to pick up something that you may have never seen before or may choose to never see again. And that was the case with that recovery in specific. I know we were getting very frustrated. And the reason that we did that risky move like that was because we were kind of getting frustrated. We had been out there all day and just working with the other crew that wasn't on the same level as us. They were trying to do things the hard way. So we just figured we needed to get this done, and we reached out and picked the trailer right up and put it on the road to get it done with.
Right. And that's how does that get, who calls that? Like, is there a lead there? Like, do you get to make that decision, or do you just say we just are doing this? And like, there's got to be communication, and then the tension can build, maybe, like, every tow truck driver has a different way of doing something, so who gets to make that decision on a scene like that?
I think my dad kind of superseded everyone on that scene. He got to the point where he was quite frustrated with what was going on. So I think like 2 minutes before that clip, you see him say, okay, we're getting this thing out of the ditch. We're going to pick this thing up and go. And he was quite frustrated at that point.
That's got to be one of the other challenges in all of this. I know we've talked about it before, is keeping your emotions in check.
Yes.
And as that was 5 years ago, maybe 6 even, like you said, as a young man, and to where you are now, it's just part of growing that how we deal with our emotions are a lot different. Would you agree with that?
Oh, for sure. And it's funny, my dad's a very level-headed guy, and he's very good at taking control and not being too upset with things as they go on. And, to see him when he got frustrated there on that one, it was like, okay, yeah, he's at the end of his wits on this one.
Yeah. Well, I can't say that I've ever seen your dad really angry. I've seen him get frustrated in the work, safety is probably a big part of that frustration, right? And when there's multiple people around, and the pressure's really on you guys. especially on a highway, to get things opened up and get things moving again, because when things are sitting still, that's actually causing more of a problem, right?
Yeah, for sure. And that one, especially because we were really close to London. We were about 3 kilometers away from London where we were pulling that one out. And it was coming down to, I think 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. By the time we were doing that, we had started there at maybe 7 in the morning. So we had been there all day. And then, of course, the MTO, the OPP, they were really like, okay, guys, hey, this needs to get going because rush hour traffic's starting to come back in to head back to London. So, yeah, it was kind of one of those things we were like, yeah, we just need to get this done.
And at that time, again, going back in time still, where your dad is asking you, how much room have I got? Where are we at? I mean, obviously there's the father-son relationship kind of already in place there. It's obviously a good one, but when you're out there, there's still a boss employee mentality there then too. And you've got to be thinking, but my dad's like, he's kind of putting this in my hands because I'm his eyes right now, because he couldn't see.
Yeah. And that one, especially because we had so much reach out, we had the boom fully extended. And we were picking we figured we were picking about 35 to 40,000 pounds roughly, which is quite a bit. That's way more than what you'd want to do. So yeah, it was one of those things. I was sitting there and I'm thinking, I wouldn't want to try this myself, getting the rotator legs floating like that, because that's a scary feeling when you start having the truck to pick up like that. You're right on the verge of tipping, so you got to be really careful and know what you're doing there. And my dad was the right guy for that job because he knows how to finesse that truck. And
finesse there is, and he knows those sounds, the good ones and the bad ones, right?
Yep.
Well, that just comes from a lot of experience over, what is it, 30 years now, to at least of preferred towing, more than that actually, right?
Yeah, it's 30 years coming this May for the business, and then he was, I think another 6 years in the industry before that, working for his brother. So yeah, he's got quite the experience.
He's getting up there.
Yeah, that's why he's handing everything over to me now.
I can't really say too much, right? I just like picking on your dad. So season 5 starts tomorrow night, Tuesday night, ladies and gentlemen, at 10 o'clock Eastern. I'm a little sad because normally I got the Blue Line Pub and Lounge. That's where I would go on Tuesday nights to watch it. And that was kind of like my Friday. I go see Heavy Rescue 4-1. So I'm going to have to watch it at home now. But we're going to be tuning in tomorrow night as well. And let's talk a little bit about, I always like to talk about Ohana Landing. And, that's something that's really dear to your family, but really personal to your mother. Remind everybody what Ohana Landing is.
Yeah, so Ohana Landing is the youth transitional home that my mom has created, to help the homeless and needy kids in our area. And, surprisingly for a city of only 73,000 people, there's quite the need for it. We have, I think it's 12, the 12 occupants in there, and that's full capacity for it. And there's a waiting list. So, it really goes to show what you don't see in your own city, especially for a city this small. You can only imagine what it's like in a city like Toronto or something like that. So, and this Christmas season was really good. We had a very good outpouring from our community. A lot of people wanted to help and donate some meals and stuff like that. And, that was awesome to see that. It really brightened those kids' days up because, a lot of them don't have that. They don't have any family, and especially right now, it's hard to go out and see family. So to get that, support from the community, I think a lot of them really appreciated that.
For sure. Collin, just so you know, Mom's here to correct everything.
Uh-oh. 9, you 3 babies. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. She's also warned me that Gary's out there listening, so I'm supposed to behave myself, I guess. I don't know. Well, now that we're back in lockdown, and we just got a couple more minutes, so I won't keep you
no worries.
too much longer, but back in lockdown, So you guys kind of had to go, everybody had to kind of go backwards. Are people still respecting when you tell them like you can't have them in a truck right now or whatever, and that's got to look a little different. Sometimes people need a ride somewhere, right?
Yeah, we've had some conversations with customers over the last little bit. I know we've lost a couple.
That's a polite way of putting it, I think.
Yeah. We've lost a couple jobs, unfortunately, because of it. But it's one of those things. We aren't going to put our drivers at risk, because at the end of the day, they have to go home to their families, and we don't want to be bringing this to anyone in our community, if unnecessarily. So that's the thing. Is it's hard. I know a lot of people do understand, but every once in a while we do get the customers who are like, well, if you can't take me, then I'll call someone else. And it's unfortunate that it is that way, but
okay, let me dial the number for you.
yeah, exactly. We're not going to put anyone at risk for that. So, and in emergency situations, if someone's stuck on the highway or something like that, we're not going to leave them stranded out there. We're going to get them to a safe location, but we're just trying to reduce that contact as much as we can.
One of the great things about Heavy Rescue 401, besides the excitement, obviously, but it's been able to, and they've been able to help share the story of Ohana landing as well, which is fantastic. But the slow down, move over, it's the law. Has that improved?
I think so, by far. It's one of those things, like, the law actually came through, I believe, partway through the first season. And I think as you watch the seasons progress, you do notice more and more people slowing down and moving over for us, which is definitely a nice thing. And just being out on the side of the road, even when the camera crews aren't there. I find when the camera crews are there, it seems like people knock it down a little bit more than when they aren't, because I think they're afraid of getting
a camera on your shoulder every time.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Just put a camera right on the shoulder of the road. People might start slowing down, but yeah, I think it has really made a difference. People are really starting to respect that, and the show being able to really emphasize what we are doing out there on the side of the road and the dangers of being on the side of the road. I think that really has changed people's perspectives on that, and they realize, holy crap, if I was on the side of the road, I'd really appreciate if someone, slowed down, move over for me as well. So I think I'm
really glad I changed careers years ago. No, because you watch it seriously though, like you watch it on television, and even at the Heavy Rescue fundraising events we've been able to have in the past, and we would show that stuff. It's like people are like, woo, like they really. But it still doesn't even come close to what you must feel standing right. Yeah, it makes me angry when I see it.
No, I'm with you. It's one thing to see it on the TV, but when you're standing there and you have the wind actually almost knock you off your feet from a truck or a car passing by, that's when you really understand the forces behind how fast these people are going. And it's a blink of an eye. It's just like that. They're past you, so it's like. Yeah, all it would take is one wrong step, or that person not paying attention and being too close, and that's it. So you really do get an appreciation being on the side of the road. But I think the show does do a good job of giving that aspect of things without people having to be on the side of the road.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to Tuesday night, January the 5th at 10 p.m. Eastern on Discovery. On that channel, the Discovery Channel. I'm having a hard time talking. I have a hard time talking to everybody. I don't know why. So we're looking forward to that, and I'm sure you'll be glued to the television tomorrow night with the family, will you? Or somebody got to work tomorrow?
I'm on backup tomorrow, so as long as we don't get anything crazy, hopefully I'll be able to enjoy it.
I've often wondered too, like I know you sit there and look at yourself and go, oh, I might have done that different, or oh, that was good. Because there's so many different companies involved in Heavy Rescue 401, you must criticize each other too. Like maybe in your own mind, right? Like maybe not out loud. But you probably gotta go, like, why would he do that? I wouldn't have, like that's gotta go on. Yeah.
I think there's always a little bit of that. At the end of the day, the way we try to do it is professional courtesy. We weren't on that job scene, and we don't know what they were dealing with because every job is different. And realistically, you never know what you're going to be dealing with and what forces or things come into play. So, we like to kind of be, good about that sort of stuff because I hate it too. I hate when I get the emails saying, "What the heck were you doing there?" It's like, you weren't there. I'm sorry, you don't understand. But
really, people like, are you talking about
yeah.
other towers, or are you just talking about people in general?
We've had other towers. We've had people in general. It's amusing some of the emails we get, but it's all part of the fun. We knew that stuff was going to happen.
Right. I'm not in the towing industry. Let me tell you how to do that.
Yep.
Probably that guy that owns the 4x4, right? There you go.
I've had a few of those, which is quite amusing. So,
Collin, it's always nice to chat with you, my friend, and congratulations to you and the family and Preferred Towing on the success of Heavy Rescue 401. We'll be keeping an eye on you tomorrow night on the Discovery Channel.
Thank you, Dave.
You're welcome back anytime. See ya. Collin Vandenheuvel, yes, from Preferred Towing, and one of the stars from Heavy Rescue 401. Of course, his father, Gary, another one of the stars from Preferred Towing. Tammy's a star there, too. She gets a little bit of camera time. We know who the real boss is. You can catch them online, on television tomorrow night on Discovery Channel. It might be online. I think maybe if you have the right subscription, you can watch it online. We're going to be watching it on Discovery Channel on television, old-fashioned way, right? So excited to see the next season number 5, Heavy Rescue 401. And if you're on Twitter, make sure you're following along Heavy Rescue 401 and follow iTows'em, which is Preferred Towing, and I'll be out there tweeting as well. And I promise I won't make fun of Gary tomorrow. I can't do that. I might need a tow truck someday, and it could be him. So, I should be nice. All right. Thanks again to my guest, Andrew Borody, who was here earlier. And congratulations to him on raising over $6,000 to be donated that was donated to the Inn of the Good Shepherd. And then, of course, my friend Collin Vandenheuvel from Preferred Towing and getting ready for season 5 of Heavy Rescue 401. And, of course, I'm grateful to all of you. But before I go, I want to give a shout out, as always, to a few friends. My friend Dom Fernandez, who wrote his book, My Journey with MS, is now available on Amazon with proceeds, portion of the proceeds going to the MS Society. Congratulations. And Marilyn Gladue, yes, The Tales of the Globetrot. She's got her book on Amazon as well. All these local people writing. Maybe I should write a book. What would I write it about? I don't know. I'll have to start jotting that down. Anyway, you can go on Amazon and get their books. And I want to say thank you to all my supporters here as well. Huron Signs SWO and AG Event Graphics, Active Ears Hearing Center, Hughes Intelligence, who are security specialists, Joe's Discount Tire, and don't get all-season tire. Okay, an all-season tire is not a winter tire. I got that advice. I think it might have been from Collin before, actually. So go down and get to Joe's Discount Tire and get your winter tires on there if you haven't done it yet. Our friends at Oswald's Diner, they're open for takeout and delivery once again. And, of course, Philly Cheese Jake's as well. And, of course, thanks to all of you. That's all the time I got for you this week. Have a great week and an even better weekend. I will see you next time right here on the show. Bye for now.